Hello, this is Renee with Corporate Jungles. I'm going to try and show you how to properly divide a hosta. You only want to divide hostas in April or August, and you can also divide them when they're dormant in the winter. But most people do it in August and April. Now, most people have been taught to, when you have a clump of hostas like this, just take a spade or a shovel and chop it here, and then flip it over and chop it again, and you'll have 4 pieces. And while that's a valid way to do it, there is an easier way and a better way to get more plants out of a clump than just 4. Okay, so this is hosta teaspoon, and I don't know how I'm going to do this one-handed because I don't have a tripod. But basically, you can see right here that there's 4 separate plants. 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Okay, so if we were to chop this in half, then we would only have 2. And I'll do a video later with larger hostas, but I just wanted to do like a quick demo here. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to strip off all these leaves, because you can strip a hosta of all its leaves once a year and it will still come back. It'll start growing right away as soon as I get it back in the ground. So this doesn't harm the hosta at all, and it also makes it easier to divide. And this is really hard doing it with one hand, but I'm trying my best here. So if you don't want to strip the leaves off, you don't really have to. This is something that I do because it helps the plant to recover faster. It doesn't have to support these leaves right here with the root system. It can right away start putting out roots to reestablish itself in the new container or bed or wherever you put them. But I also wanted to show you, if I can get a close-up, you see the little, well, it's really hard to see, but you can see the little bumps right here. Those are called eyes, and an eye by definition is dormant, and a shoot by definition is what you see above the ground where the leaves are. That's the shoot. When it becomes active and it starts growing, that becomes a shoot and it's no longer an eye. And a lot of people say incorrectly that this is an eye, and also when it's actively growing it's an eye, but that's incorrect by definition. So I just wanted to go over that. But as you can see here, hopefully I can do this one-handed. I'd be really talented if I could. You can just pull these apart. The roots pretty much detach themselves as they grow. They still stay in a clump, but basically it becomes its own little plant. You see, just with one hand I was able to separate that. Now this will be its own plant. And when you plant it, I got some soil here. When you plant it, you just dig a hole like so. You stick it in there like, oh, sorry, get it in frame. You stick it in there like so, and then you just backfill it. And make sure you got all the roots under the soil. And you just leave the little tips of the eyes out, so you can just barely see it on top of the soil. And that's how you properly plant the rootstock. Now, when you go to Home Depot or Lowe's and you get the boxes of roots, this is what you will get, a rootstock. And sometimes they've been in a box for so long that they start growing inside the box, and you'll see shoots coming up. It's okay to plant those. I would rather get it like this without any roots and plant it and see the leaves come up, because if it's already actively growing the leaves, then it's not going to put all the energy into reestablishing the roots before it starts growing. You see what I'm saying? So it's actually better to get them like this than it is actively growing. And also in the summer, hostas, like mini hostas, mostly have a hard time shipping in the heat, and sometimes the leaves can come over looking dead, and people will complain, oh, my hosta's dead, you sent me a dead plant. Well, that's not true. This is a live plant right here. All you need is an eye and a root, and you will grow a hosta. So even if your plants come over wilted, looking dead, looking all raunchy. If you plant this root and you strip all those ugly leaves off, this will grow and it will become a plant. So you are not getting a dead plant when you get rootstock. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to sell them in Lowe's and Home Depot as rootstock because they would just be dead, right? So logically, that doesn't make any sense. So if we go over here to the main thing, the main clump, and try to tease apart another section of this, you don't want to snap off any of these eyes because then you'll be in big trouble. It will take a long time for it to start growing again. If you do snap off an eye, it will form another eye, but it will just take forever. So don't destroy the eyes when you do this. Make sure you keep the eyes intact when you're dividing, and make sure that the eyes always come with roots. If you get eyes without roots, then guess what? You got a problem. It's not going to grow. Okay, so it's important to get eyes and roots. So I'm really surprised I'm able to do this one-handed, but here you go. Later on, so out of this one little clump, I got 4 separate plants that I can now plant in the soil, and they will pop up usually within a month. They'll start actively growing. You can see this eye right here is actually starting to come out already. So that's good. This will be growing pretty quickly. If you're worried about diseases like blight or whatever at this time, when you have them as rootstock, you want to stick them in a bleach solution that's 20% bleach, well, 10 to 20% bleach, and the rest water. And you're going to leave them in there for like 10 minutes or so. And when the roots come out, they'll be perfectly white. And if you did it right, they'll be perfectly white. And then you can stick these in the ground, and they will be completely sanitized and devoid of any kind of fungal issues. I haven't tested this for, what is it called? For the nematodes. I haven't tested that for the nematodes, but that's something that I'm probably going to look into as far as prevention of diseases and insects. And I just want to show something right here. That's my little dog. His name is Jax, and he's digging a great big hole right there for me to step in and break my ankle on. Isn't that nice of him? He's so cute. I love him anyway. So, okay, back to the video, back to learning. So I haven't tested that bleach solution for nematodes, but I have found that for nematodes, if you cut the leaves off in August all the way to the ground, and then you get the leaves off of your property, throw it in the garbage, get it off your property, do not put it in your compost bin, because the nematodes will infect your compost bin. But I have found that cutting the leaves off in August all the way to the ground has helped to control and even eliminate nematodes. So I'm going to work a little bit on the bleach solution, see if that works. I guess that's it for the video. I can't really think of anything else to say. Later on, I'll be doing larger hosta clumps. I got a bunch of hostas in the back that need to be divided this year. So I'll be doing a video on a larger clump, but I'll need probably my husband's help videoing it, because I won't be able to do those one-handed. Alright, well, thanks for watching my video, and happy planting!